I'm passionate about hormones. This is before Christmas of 2022. New York Times today, big article on menopause. It's finally being talked about. Average age of menopause in the United States is 51. There's a very good chance a woman is going to live a third to half of her life without hormones. There are consequences. There are consequences that we can talk about, things like I have hot flashes or night sweats or my vagina's dry. And then there are the other things like I'm having rapid bone loss and you don't know until you break your hip. I'm having higher cholesterol. It's putting down plaque in my vessels, and I have a higher chance of having a heart attack. In fact, the same chance of having a heart attack as a man within 10 years. Without estrogen, you have neurocognitive decline. I don't want any of those things for me or for my clients. You know, I want to be going full steam until like maybe a week before I go. You know, don't slow me down. And so in 2001, there was a study called the WHI study. 60,000 nurses, huge study, very expensive to do. They stopped the study early because there was a higher chance of breast cancer and heart attack in women who were on hormone replacement therapy. Sales of hormones fell. It was only later that they said why. It's because the progestin, the artificial progesterone they were using, is known to cause cancer of the breast. And they were using horse urine, estrogens, orally, and that puts you at a little higher risk for a heart attack if you take it more than 10 years after your menopause. But those little caveats were not discussed. We've done studies using bioidentical hormone replacement therapy in 1,000 women. Not as big, but big. We have different results. It doesn't increase your risk of heart attack, and it doesn't increase your breast cancer risk, and it protects your bones, your heart. The American Heart Association is now recommending hormones in order to, and heart disease is the #1 killer of women. So we can impact that by putting people on hormone replacement therapy responsibly. Long conversation, pros and cons, family history. Maybe we should be doing some testing to see how you metabolize your estrogen, because there are some supplements we can give you to help you metabolize it a little more safely. But if you have a lot of other medical problems, maybe they need to be addressed too. It's not just the hormones. But I'm passionate about people living their full potential. And hormones allow them to have that. And I ask for some monitoring. I want you to come in and see me once a year. I'd like some breast monitoring every 1 to 2 years. It's just to be conservative, a little bit cautious. But the sleep, let's talk about sleep. Because if you don't sleep, everything else is ruined. And the quality of sleep in menopausal women is reduced, and their quality of life is reduced. Well, that's unacceptable. And why aren't doctors addressing it? But we address it here.